It's the Weather Xtreme video, the morning edition for Tuesday, the 3rd of January. I'm James Spann. Pretty rough day yesterday. Unfortunately, 4 people were killed in the state, at least 4 people, by a tornado down in Houston County, south of Dothan. But all of that is over. Now the attention turns on the winter storm potential at the end of this week. And we're going to go through this and see if we can answer all of your questions. We'll tell you what we know, and we won't tell you what we don't know. So let's dive in and talk about it. As we often do, we'll start with the water vapor satellite view. Very well-defined system lifting away from Alabama. The comma-shaped cloud you see, that brought the active thunderstorm day yesterday. But boy, the rain was very beneficial. Some folks had storm totals in excess of 6 inches with that feature. And there's no cold air involved behind that today. In fact, it's pretty mild. We're starting off the day in the upper 50s to near 60. And many spots could touch 70 today. This will be the last mild day for a while. And you can see very cold air up north. Montana and parts of the Dakotas, that's going to spill south. We'll see the first surge of that tomorrow with highs dropping in the 50s. But then by Friday and Saturday, highs will only be in the 30s and lows in the 20s as we go in the ice box. There's the watch warning map around the nation. A lot of fog issues from Arkansas to Chicago. Winter storm problems in the Northeast and up north and parts of the upper Midwest. Winter storm warnings for parts of the Sierra Nevadas and California. They're going to be buried with snow, and that is the feature that will come through and spin up a wave in the Gulf of Mexico that could bring winter storm conditions here late this week and early in the weekend. This is the convective outlook today. Severe storms, a marginal risk on the coast of North Carolina. Of course, that's all east of here. This is the precipitation for the next 5 days, valid through Sunday morning, and this is showing amounts of about 1/2 inch here, and the question is, will that be rain or sleet or snow or freezing rain? And let's see if we can answer that. We're going to go through the computer model output here. This is the GFS, the Global Forecast System, valid at noon today. And for us, it's a zonal flow, and I don't know if we see a lot of sun today, but it should be mostly cloudy with the high, I'd say 67 to 70. There could be some drizzle in spots this morning, but a pretty good chunk of the day will be dry. Tomorrow, a northerly flow picks up. It's going to be colder. In fact, I wouldn't be shocked if we just sat in the 40s all day tomorrow. And that north wind is going to make it feel colder. A lot of clouds around, maybe some peaks of sun. This is Thursday. Again, a cool day, partly sunny. Highs low 50s, I think, in most spots. And this is Friday, and you can see the wave beginning to form to the west with rain at Houston and Lake Charles and some light snow breaking out for Shreveport and maybe Dallas-Fort Worth. Now, remember, this is just one run of the GFS model, and this is what we're showing you. This is not a forecast. As people that watch these videos every day for years know, this is just model output, and we're making some comments on it. So let's go to Friday night at midnight off the GFS. It's got this thing suppressed pretty far to the south. This is suggesting at midnight Friday night, snow could be falling in Jackson, Birmingham, maybe Montgomery, and there could be a wintry mix on the southern edge of the snow and then rain for Mobile and the Gulf Coast. And then Saturday morning at 6 o'clock, it's got some pretty good snow rates over central Alabama. And then by noon on Saturday, the whole thing is winding down. The GFS is suggesting the most intense part of this potential winter storm would be Friday night. This is the snow output coming off the GFS. And if you're in Huntsville or the Shoals, you're thinking, wait a minute, I'm a snow lover, but I've got nothing. This is suggesting snow amounts between 2 and 4 inches for central Alabama. Basically, places like Birmingham, Montgomery, Alexander City, Demopolis, Selma. But again, this is not our forecast. This is just one computer model run. Let's look at the European, which tends to be a very reliable medium-range model. This is midnight Friday night, 12 a.m. Saturday. And you can see it's got the freezing, frozen precipitation a little farther to the north. Then by 6 o'clock Saturday morning, it's winding down. And both the global models are suggesting the peak of this thing will be late Friday and Friday night, ending early Saturday. And this is the snow coming off the European. Looks radically different than the GFS. It has snow amounts between 1 and 3 inches over about the northern half of the state, with basically nothing for places like Selma and Demopolis and Alexander City, where the GFS had the heavier snow totals. And let's just for the fun of it look at the Canadian. It's not got a great track record, but there's decent physics involved. And this is showing, again, a very robust snow for the central part of the state. And it's got some very aggressive numbers in Montgomery and Lake Martin with 7 and 8 inches. And we're not forecasting that at all. But with every global model on board, you can't ignore this anymore. And you have to raise the flag now for the potential of a winter storm. I wanted to show you one more graphic, and this I think is an important one. This is the ensemble output from the European. Up at the top, there's 50 members of the ensemble. Each member runs with a little different initialization parameters, and you get a little different output, but all 50 members you can see, and most all of them are showing snow for Birmingham. This point is for Birmingham. The mean of all those 50 members is down there at the bottom, the green, and the mean for Birmingham is about a ½ inch of snow. The deterministic run, last night's run, is just under 2 inches. So, again, you can't ignore this. So this is the graphic we're throwing out there to Joe Q Public. And we know that Joe Q Public, not everybody watches these videos. They just look at an app on their phone. But this is the message we're trying to communicate. There's potential for a winter storm across the northern half of Alabama, beginning at some point Friday into Friday night and Saturday morning. Way too early to draw accumulation placement. Way too early for that. The accumulation potential. It's just too early, and you're not going to see that here. And if anybody's throwing out these model maps, that's just wrong. It is too early. We have a limited skill set. Goodness, you know that. And this is Tuesday. The event is Friday night. We're not going to throw something out there now where there's no skill. But travel could very well be impacted. This could be a high-impact event for the northern half of the state. It could be. So if you got travel plans, you got something going on, just be aware of that. And with each day, we can start to be more specific and put down the information you need. But we just can't do that now. It's beyond the skill of the science. So that's our fun and games department. Let's go into Sunday. It's going to be cold and dry. Sunday morning, if we do see snow cover, we could easily be in the teens. And the high Sunday probably in the 40s. And then Monday, we warm up into the low 50s. And Tuesday, heights are coming up, troughing in the northwestern states, cold front approaching. But if that's right, we could be close to 60 by Tuesday. So whatever comes down will melt off pretty quickly. This is Alabama. This is the end of the forecast period, Thursday of next week, the 12th. And again, the heights are coming up as the northwest flow aloft. And if that's right, the weather would be dry and fairly tranquil. Check the numbers. You can see the big spike down. Highs only in the 30s Friday and Saturday. Very cold in the morning, so that's our Arctic shot. But then next week, the numbers do come back up. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video this morning. We'll have notes on the blog, AlabamaWX.com. The next video here by 4 o'clock this afternoon. And if you can, join us on TV tonight. The live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.